Welcome to all. I am Dr. Asha Kadam from Department of Botany, Dada Patil Mahavidyalaya, Karjat. Today we learn about the next plant cell organelle, that is the microbodies. We learn the morphology of microbodies, then ultrastructure of microbodies, chemical composition and function of microbodies. That is, part first we learn the peroxisomes. So, first we learn introduction of microbodies. A microbody, or it also called as the cytosome. Cytos means cell and zoma means body. Means the smaller or the tiny bodies which are present in the cell that we call as the cytosome. Is the type of organelle that is found in the cells of plants, protozoa and the animals. So, microbody is the type of organelles which are found in the cells of the plants, protozoa and the animals. It also called as the cytosome because these bodies are present in the cell of the plant. That's why here called as the cytoplasm, or it also called as the microbody. Micro means small. So this body is very small, and that's why having the name that is the microbody. Means due to the minute shape or the size of this body, this having the name that is the microbody, or these bodies are present in the cells of the cytoplasmic matrix. In the cytoplasmic matrix there is the smaller tiny body that we call as the cytosome. So organelles in the microbody family, they includes the peroxisomes, glyoxysomes, glycosomes and also the hydrogenosomes. In invertebrates, we also say that in the vertebrates, the microbodies are especially prevalent in the liver and the kidney. When we take the example of the vertebrate, that time in the vertebrates, these microbodies are especially prevalent in the liver and the kidney. So, when we learn the history of these microbodies, that time we say that microbodies were first discovered and named in 1954 by Rodin. Means Rodin in 1955 they discover and named this organelle, that is the microbodies. 2 years later, that is in 1956, Rollier and Bernhard, they presented the first worldwide accepted image of the microbodies which are present in the liver cell. So, after the 2 years, that is in 1956, Rollier and Bernhard, they presented the first worldwide accepted image of these microbodies which are present in the liver cells. Then in 1965, Christian de Duve. In 1965, Christian de Duve and his co-workers, they isolated these microbodies from the liver of rat. Means in the 1965, de Duve and his co-workers, they isolated these microbodies from the liver of the rat cell. So, de Duve, they also believe that the name microbody was too general, and that's why they choose the name of peroxisome because of its relationship with the hydrogen peroxide. So, in 1967, Bundesbart and Beavers, they were forced to isolate these microbodies from the plant which they named as the glyoxysomes because they were found to contain the enzymes which are used in the glyoxylate cycles. Means Due to way they believe that these microbodies is very general name. Then they give these microbody that is the name peroxisome because of its relationship with the hydrogen peroxide. And after the Dewey, the Brent and the Beavers in 1965-67, they were first to isolate these microbodies from the plant, which they give the name that is the glyoxysomes because of they were found to contain the enzymes of the glyoxylate cycle, and hence they give the name that is the glyoxysome. So when we learn the structure of these microbodies, that time microbodies are different types of bodies which are present in the cytosol, also known as the cytosomes. Microbody usually a vesicle with a spherical shape ranging from 0.2 to 1.5 micrometer in diameter. Means usually these microbodies is vesicle with the spherical shape which having the range that is the 0.2 to 1.5 micrometer in diameter, and so these are very minute. That's why here the name that is the microbodies. These microbodies are found in the cytoplasm of the cell, but they are only visible by using the electron microscope. So microbodies are the different bodies that are present in the cytosol, and hence they called as the cytosome. A microbody they having a vesicle or spherical shape ranging from 0.2 to 1.5 micrometer in diameter. They are always found in the cytoplasm of the cells, but they are only visible under the electron microscope. So these diagrams show that here these are the microbodies which having a crystalline core part. They are having the lipid bilayer which are surrounded by a single phospholipid membrane, and they contains the matrix of intracellular material which includes the various enzymes and the proteins, but they do not seem to contain any genetic material to allow them to self-replicate. So these are the diagram of a microbody which show that these are surrounded by a single phospholipid bilayer. This one is the single phospholipid bilayer. Bilayer means two layers, which contains a matrix of intracellular material including the various enzymes and the proteins, but they do not seem to contain any genetic material to allow them to self-replicate. So when we learn the different functions of microbodies, that time we say that microbodies contains the various enzymes, and due to that various enzymes they participate in the preparatory or intermediate stages of different biochemical reactions within the cell. Means microbodies contains the enzymes and they participate in the preparatory or intermediate stages of a biochemical reactions within the cell. They facilitates the breakdown of fats, alcohol and also the amino acids. Means these microbodies having the ability to break down the fats, alcohols and also different amino acids. Generally, microbodies are involved in the process of detoxification of peroxides, or we say that removal of toxic content. Detoxification is the process through which we are remove the toxic content. D means remove and toxification means toxic compounds or the drugs. So these microbodies are generally involved in the detoxification of peroxides and in the phosphorespiration in plants. Different types of microbodies, they are having a different functions. So first microbody we learn that is the peroxisome. Peroxisome is a type of microbody that functions to help the body which break down the larger molecules and they detoxify hazardous substances. It contains the enzymes like the oxidase, react hydrogen peroxide as the byproduct of its enzymatic reactions. So it contains the enzymes like the oxidase, react hydrogen peroxide as a byproduct of its enzymatic reactions. So peroxisome is the type of a microbodies which always help to the body break down the larger molecules and detoxify the hazardous substances which are present in the cells. These peroxisomes also contains the enzymes like the oxidase react hydrogen peroxide as a byproduct of its enzymatic reactions. So, within the peroxisomes, there is the hydrogen peroxide which can convert it to water by the enzymes like the catalase and the peroxidase. So, within the peroxisomes, hydrogen peroxide can be converted to water by enzymes like the catalase and the peroxidase. It discovered and named by de Duve, means peroxisomes discover and the name of these peroxisome given by the de Duve due to presence of hydrogen peroxide compound. That's why de Duve they concluded or they gave the name of these organelle or the microbody, that is the peroxisome. When we learn the structure of this peroxisome, then we say that these are very small vesicles which found around the cell. They have a single cell membrane that always contains the digestive enzymes. They have the thickest membranes of all the organelles and they are a lipid bilayer surrounds this membrane. Means peroxisome is very small vesicles which are found in the cell. They have a single cell membranes which contains the different types of digestive enzymes. These membrane is thickest membrane than that of the other membranes or the other organelles membrane which contain a lipid bilayer. Or these membrane surrounds the lipid bilayer. Here these diagrams showing that here this one is the plasma membrane which having the lipid bilayer. So here this one is the crystalline cord which contains the urate oxidase enzymes, means these are the peroxisomes which having a single membrane which is the thicker, means this one is the thickest than that of the other. When we enlarge these single membrane, that time the illustration or enlargement of diagram showing like this. So these having the lipid bilayer content of the peroxisomes. Here the central core part of these peroxisomes which contains the urate oxidase. So these peroxisomes contains the urate oxidase crystalline core which contains more than 50 enzymes. They self-replicate by enlarging and dividing. So these peroxisomes they contains the urate oxidase crystalline core which contains more than 50 enzymes. They self-replicate by enlarging and then dividing. When we compare these peroxisomes to the other organelles, that time we explain that like the vacuoles, these peroxisome also digest and store the material, means it acts as a vacuoles by digesting and storing the material. It also acts like the lysosome. Peroxisomes also having a similar structure like the lysosomes. In the lysosomes, and the peroxisomes also some contrast features are there. Unlike the lysosomes, peroxisomes require the oxygen to carry out the work. Like mitochondria and the chloroplast, the proteins from the peroxisomes, they are also translated to the cytoplasm. Unlike the mitochondria and the chloroplast, these peroxisomes, they do not contain the genetic material. Means when we learn the contrast between the peroxisomes and the other organelle, that time we say that peroxisomes act like the vacuoles. Means these peroxisomes also having the ability to digest and store the material. Like the lysosomes, peroxisomes also having the similar structure that like the lysosomes, but in the lysosomes and the peroxisomes there are the contrast feature is unlike the lysosomes, peroxisomes require the oxygen to carry the work. Like the mitochondria and the chloroplast, protein from the peroxisomes are always translated to the cytoplasm. But unlike the mitochondria and the chloroplast, these peroxisomes do not contain the genetic material which are transferred from one generation to the next generation. So, when we enlisted the functions of peroxisomes, that time we say that aids in the oxidation of a toxic molecules, they contribute to the biosynthesis of a plasmogens which are an abundant class of phospholipids present in the myelin. It recycles the carbon during the photorespiration in the plant cells. Means each play an important role in the oxidation of a toxic molecules. It also contributed in the process of biosynthesis of plasmogens and play an important role in recycling the carbon during the photophosphoration cycle in the plant cells. So, it also play important role in the breakdown of the fatty acids and the amino acids which are used for the formation of a membranes and the fuel for respiration. It also play an important role in the formation and breakdown of reactive oxygen species. It produces the bile acids which are needed for the absorption of fats and the lipid soluble vitamins. Means when we enlisted the functions of peroxisomes, we say that these are play an important role in the breakdown of the fatty acids and the amino acids which are used for the formation of a membranes and fuel for the respiration. It is also play an important role in the formation and breakdown of reactive oxygen species which produces the bile acids needed for the absorption of fats and lipid soluble vitamins. So, we know that the importance of peroxisomes in the cells. These peroxisomes are important in the cells because of they provide a major source of metabolic energy. So, peroxisome play an important role in the cell because of they provide a major source of metabolic energy. So, there are different enzymes which are present in the peroxisomes like the catalase which always destroys the excess hydrogen peroxides in oxidation reactions. Then D-amino acid oxidase which oxidizes D-amino acids to amino acids, that is the ammonia and hydrogen peroxides. Then uric acid oxidase which catalyzes the oxidation of uric acid to soluble allantoin in the plants. These peroxisomes play an important role in the fat metabolism. The enzymes which are present in the peroxisomes, they always break down long fatty acids by oxidation. Uric acid and the amino acids, they are broken down. The fatty acids are decomposed to the acetyl coenzyme A which provides the energy to the cell. Hydrogen peroxide is produced here, and this peroxisome produces the enzyme catalase which breaks down hydrogen peroxide to water and the oxygen. So, peroxisomal proteins, they always prevent oxalate built up. So, here the hydrogen peroxide is produced. There is the catalase enzymes which break down the hydrogen peroxide to the water and the oxygen molecules. A peroxisomal proteins, they prevent oxalate which built up. These also play an important role in the beta oxidation. Means peroxisome play an important role in the process of beta oxidation. So beta oxidation occurs in the liver and the mitochondria. Long fatty acids, they are broken down to create the acetyl coenzyme A. This acetyl coenzyme A is always combined with oxaloacetate to form the citrate. And fatty acids, they enter the citric acid cycle directly. And the hydrogen peroxide is byproduct of beta oxidation. So we say that these peroxisomes play an important role in the beta oxidations which occur in the liver and the mitochondria. The long chain of fatty acids, they are broken down to create the acetyl coenzyme A, which combines the oxaloacetate to form the citrate. These fatty acids then enter into the citric acid cycle directly, and hydrogen peroxide is the byproduct of beta oxidation. So these peroxisomes also play important role in the process of photosynthesis. Takes part in the photorespiration where carbon is recovered. Glycolate, which is a chemical received by the peroxisomes. This glycolate is turned to another enzymes that we call as the glycine and sent to the mitochondria. So, here the peroxisomes also play important role in the process of photosynthesis, which takes part in the photorespiration where the carbon is recovered. Glycolate, a chemical which is received by the peroxisomes. Then these glycolates turn into the another enzymes that we call as the glycine, which is sent to the mitochondria. Then in the mitochondria, it turns into the serine and always pass back into the peroxisome. In the peroxisome is then turned to the glycerate and again sent to the next organelle, that is the chloroplast. So here there is no energy is gained. So here the pathway of photorespiration will show that the peroxisomes play an important role to recover some carbon compound from the excess glycolate compound. So these peroxisomes also convert the reactive oxygen species into the hydrogen peroxide. Means reactive oxygen species, they act as the signal mediators. Over the production of a ROS, they can cause the cell death or the pathological conditions and damaging the cellular effects. These peroxisomes contains a number of enzymes and the antioxidant which aid in the formation and breakdown of reactive oxygen species, and hence we say that peroxisomes play a key role in the conversion of reactive oxygen species into the hydrogen peroxide. So, peroxisomes aids in the production and degeneration of hydrogen peroxide, that is the H2O2, with the enzyme that is catalase and also the D-amino oxidase. So, in the first step, these peroxisomes use the oxygen and the hydrogen peroxide to perform the oxidative reaction. D-amino oxidase catalyzes the reactions which uses the molecular oxygen to combine with hydrogen atom, forming the substrate to form the hydrogen peroxide. So, in the next step, the enzyme catalase, they uses H2O2, that is the hydrogen peroxide, to oxidative phenols, formaldehyde and the alcohol. When excess hydrogen peroxide they accumulate through the cell, the catalase catalyzes the hydrogen peroxide to water and the oxygen. So, we know that these peroxisomes are present in the germinating cells, where it plays a role in converting fatty acids which are stored in the seeds, lipids, into the sugar which are needed for the growth of a young plant. Means always these peroxisomes are present in the germinating seeds, where it play a key role in converting the fatty acids which are stored in the seed lipids into the sugar which are needed for the growth of the young plant. So, these are some references regarding the microbodies, especially peroxisomes. So, today we learn about the microbody, that is the peroxisomes. We know that in the cytoplasm or in the cell, in cytoplasmic matrix, there are the small tiny body are present that we call as the microbodies. Micro means minute. These bodies are very minute which are present in the cells, and that's why we say that microbody. These are present in the cytosol, that's why here called as the cytosome. These are microbodies having the two types, that is the peroxisomes and the glycosomes. So today we learn about the morphology, chemical constitution, structure and functions of the peroxisome. We know that the main function of peroxisome is detoxification, means removal of the toxic content from the cell. It also plays an important role in the process of photophosphorylation or photorespiration in the photosynthesis. Thank you.